Okay, guys, can you all see me? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, 100%.
Yeah.
Let me just double check. Okay, great. Perfect. You can only see bear in mind, guys, I'm 6'6". That's probably why you can only see and I have a seat behind me. So, okay. Can you see that screen? Oh, okay, you can. Okay, that's perfect. And let's see. He just. Great. Thanks very much, guys, for having me along this morning. And we can get things kicked off. LinkedIn for Business Part 1. We'll just ignore the Part 1. This is what I've been rolling out for the LinkedIn Lockdown Seasons series on Thursday night. You'll have plenty of time to ask me questions as well. So, okay, great. So what we're going to cover is an introduction to LinkedIn. We're going to look at the VCO process. I'll explain more of what that means. The ultimate LinkedIn profile, how to use LinkedIn groups, a great LinkedIn company page, LinkedIn status updates, and understanding the LinkedIn algorithms. If everybody wants to put their microphone on mute, and I'll tell you why, because just put your microphone on mute, if that's okay. If the host wants to mute people, is that okay? Because there's a lot of interference coming on across the line there. Okay, thanks. So if you're overlooking LinkedIn, sorry, what? Guys, if we can mute everybody else, but don't mute me. Is that okay?
Mary, are you muting it? Are we muting it?
If you can mute it yourselves, just mute yourself. Yeah, that'd be great. Okay, so if you're overlooking LinkedIn, you're ignoring the largest social network for professionals and decision makers. LinkedIn stats for 2020. LinkedIn has over 675 million members. 310 are active monthly users. I suspect with the lockdown, that's going to go up considerably. 41% of millionaires use LinkedIn. So if you think of the quality of the audience that's on LinkedIn, 90 million LinkedIn users are senior level influencers, okay? And 63 million are in that decision-making position. There are 87 million millennials like myself on LinkedIn, with 11 million of them in a decision-making position. LinkedIn is the most used social media platform amongst Fortune 500, the world's biggest companies. So why do we want to use LinkedIn for business? Well, LinkedIn is the largest business-to-business professional social network with 675 million users worldwide and climbing. I feel it's going to reach 1 billion this year. Whereas Facebook is about posting pictures of your cat, LinkedIn is the serious social platform. The VCO process, if anyone is involved with Business Network International, BNI, or those types of groups, you'll be aware of VCP. Just applying that to LinkedIn. And what we're saying is VCO stands for visibility, credibility, and opportunity. And you could take it into profitability. VCO process is vital to understand if you want to be successful using LinkedIn for your business. VCO relates to business networking. Again, I touched on it Those in groups such as BNI will already be familiar with the VCP concept. It's taking this and applying it online to LinkedIn. First, you and your business must be visible on LinkedIn. And this is all about having a great personal profile and a company profile and being seen to be active online. Visibility also comes from posting great content, having that great profile, and being an active member of the LinkedIn community. Next comes credibility. It is not enough to simply be visible. People have got to know, like, and trust you before they are going to do business with you. Credibility is about how you come across to others, how you start and build relationships, how you position yourself through your profile, and in the way that you approach relationship building and growing your network. The key to LinkedIn credibility is sharing that expertise that you have. The more often you make the effort to provide your audience with great information, the faster and deeper you will build your credibility. If you're in tourism, put out your expertise, put out your information in hotel management, hospitality, share tips of processes, useful information that people are going to benefit from. Unfortunately, the Achilles heel for most business owners is impatience. All too often, we see people using LinkedIn as a selling platform, spamming their network with requests to buy products or services from them or visit their website. The credibility part is vital if you want to grow your business on LinkedIn. Rushing into selling destroys that credibility and you may never recover. Only when you add visibility to credibility can you move towards opportunity and profitability in a relationship. When you move that relationship to the next level, you will be referred, recommended, promoted, and people will spread positive word of mouth about you and your business. When you're networking on LinkedIn, the VTO process is even more important, as you may not get the chance to actually meet the person you're networking with on a face-to-face basis. Think of yourselves, guys. You're in tourism and someone is interested in bringing over people from America. You know, you're never going to actually meet that person until they actually arrive in Ireland. So it's very important that you have that credibility. Always bear in mind that on LinkedIn, visibility plus credibility equals opportunity, and opportunity equals profitability. We're going to look at 6 proven strategies to maximize your LinkedIn for your business. The first thing that we're going to look at is the ultimate LinkedIn profile. This is the ultimate LinkedIn profile that will attract maximum eyeballs to your business. Your profile is how you will attract eyeballs to your business. We can talk about a company page later on, but a company page, if you're a small business, I'm a small business owner. I don't invest a lot of time in my own company page. I work on my profile, and that's how I generate business. And if it's working for me, guys, it'll work for you right now. I've never been busier since this lockdown. People reaching out to me all through my LinkedIn profile. And I think this is the way to go for yourselves in this current crisis that we find ourselves in. So you need to look at your LinkedIn profile and look and see that it has these following things. Remember, it is your 24/7 ambassador. It is working for you and your business around the clock. Take a look at your profile. If you've got a marketing team or salespeople on your team, take a look at their profile as well. Do they have a photo? Do they have that smart photo, professional photo? Very important. The blue banner at the top of their profile, is it blue? Or does it have some powerful image that helps you stand apart, that helps you stand out that people say, do you know what? That's the business that we need to be working with. Do those profiles read like a bad CV? Or do they talk to your customers and how you help them, how you provide solutions for those customers? Is there any rich media? These are links that you can add into your About section, pointing to your website, pointing to your blog, pointing to reviews on TripAdvisor, whatever. Okay? Very important. We got a question in there. I'm going to come to that. Is the headline bland? Is it lazy or vanilla? If you were a potential customer, and this is a well-known hospitality and tourism brand that I recently delivered this training to, Deli Lights Ireland. If you were a potential customer of Deli Lights, or in your case, your business, would any of them instantly want to connect with you? This is the opportunity that's here for you right now. The opportunity. Your LinkedIn profile is your digital ambassador. Your profile is representing you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It is networking on your behalf when you're asleep, when you commute to work, when you're in meetings, and even when you're on holiday or you're busy with your business. Prospective customers, in many cases, they won't go to your website, they'll go to your LinkedIn profile, will be the very first thing that a customer or client sees when they're looking for you. Social selling. A really effective LinkedIn profile can make the difference between you winning that business or the prospect going to your competition. We're going to look at 12 expert tips of mine for your LinkedIn profile. The objective here is that you have a personal profile plus keywords. Keywords are simply that what people type into search engines and how you are found online and how you stand out. If you're linked out, your profile is incomplete with no summary or keywords. The first thing is to get your name right. Okay, get your name. You want your own name on LinkedIn that people recognize you for in the real world. You know, I have trained so many businesses, and the first thing that I do is, I see that the name that everybody knows you as and the name on LinkedIn, they're two different names, or you have initials or whatever. Looks terrible. People don't know you. They can't recognize you. Use the name that you're known for. Use your own name, birth name, or whatever. And if you want, you can add titles after that. Add comma. You can add your qualification, or you can add your specialism. That's fine. But it's very important to get your name right. Tip 2, when you add all your details, your education, your photo, your location, your current profile, when you add your skills and summary and industry, you get assessed on this. You want to be all-star on LinkedIn. LinkedIn will update itself. If your LinkedIn is 20% or 30% completed, it's simply telling people you just couldn't be bothered. Okay? The initial goal of any LinkedIn profile is all-star. Anything less, I couldn't be asked or I couldn't be bothered. Make sure that each and every section of your profile is complete. From your education to your work history, your skills, your summary is your about section and headline. The other reason for this is the accuracy level, which you will start to see when LinkedIn begins recommending people you may know. Professional headline. This is the headline you can see below here, where I have the mouse here. This is my professional headline. Okay? I've recently updated mine. Don't be afraid to experiment with this, guys. Okay? You can experiment with this. No problems. So this is your professional headline. And I'll explain what I've done here. But this helps me stand out, but more importantly, helps me be found on search engines. That's the reason you do this. Your LinkedIn professional headline, when written well, can drive massive opportunities your way, whether that be new business or other opportunities. The professional headline of your LinkedIn profile is just one short description in length that you can see underneath your name. If you're updating it, guys, don't update it on a laptop. You're restricted on your characters. Go to your phone and go into your LinkedIn app and update it, and you'll have more. You're allowed to add more keywords or more. You're allowed to add more words, basically. Okay? Underneath your name. Always remember to include that keyword or search term that you want to be found for twice. So if you're a tour guide, you could say tour guide helping people, show people around Mid-Ulster, tour guide expertise or whatever. Mention the word tour guide twice. How to write your personal headline. You want to optimize it with keywords. These are simply what people will type into Google when they want to find you. Hotel manager, or tour guide, or adventure center in Mid-Ulster. You want to have that in your title. Founder at adventure center. We have founder at the Jungle Adventure Activity Center in Mid-Ulster. You want to have something that people are typing into Google in your headline that's going to make you stand out on what you're going to be found for. You want to choose these wisely, and you could rocket up the search rankings instantly and appear on the first page of LinkedIn searches as well as other search engines. For instance, this is Google. My Google, that if you want to be the top person for your name on LinkedIn as well, and it lists here my current headline and my current job title. So you want them to work for your business. Now, I've changed mine recently, so mine isn't showing at the minute. It usually takes a couple of weeks for this to populate. It can take a couple of months. But if you have a consistent headline for a couple of months, you will start actually appearing on Google, and that headline will appear. Guys, you think of the money that we spend on SEO and to drive people to our website, when we can invest in our LinkedIn profile and get the same results. And off the back of it, probably more business, because your LinkedIn, when it's optimized right, is full of call to actions. Always focus on the end benefit of your customer. And I'll say that throughout the presentation. Nobody cares about your experience. Nobody cares about your qualifications. You know, when I go in to buy a pair of jeans, you know what I mean, or I go in to get a coffee in a coffee shop, and the barista tells me, well, I have all these qualifications, blah, 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 and I've worked here 30 odd years. Mate, I'm in here to get a coffee. I'm not in here to hear your life story or all the qualifications you have. I'll trust you can make me a coffee. Make me a coffee, and I'll judge you on the cup of coffee. So always think of the results. I recommend that you include the keyword or key phrase twice, and we're going to show in the following slide what that means, right, in your professional headline. Make sure that these same keywords or search terms appear in other parts of your profile. For instance, if you've listed something in your headline, include it in your about section, include it in your experience. Okay? Old headlines. The old headline would have been nutritionist at whatever company. Nobody cares. The new headline, nutritionist who increases staff happiness, nutritionist who reduces absenteeism in the workplace. The key word here is nutritionist. 1, 2. It's mentioned twice in the headline. Okay? So if anyone's searching for nutritionist, you're going to have preference on the search because you have mentioned it twice. Very important. People are searching also for other things like absenteeism in the workplace, staff happiness. You know, it's unique, it stands out. You think of all the business coaches, and suddenly everybody's a business coach online at the minute. And a lot of people have business coach. Who cares? There's so many business coaches out there at the minute. But the new headline, if you landed in somebody's profile and it suddenly said, business coach helping you work less hours and make more money, the business coach for entrepreneurs, you're going to think, oh, how do I get in touch with this person? A, it stands out a mile. It's unique. and it's laced with keywords. Business coach is mentioned twice. The search term that people are typing in, and you could also have business coach for entrepreneurs. These are all search terms. Looks good, stands out. Another example, classic example. LinkedIn's coming down, always was, we're recruitment consultants. The new headline for the recruitment consultant, changing the way the world does recruitment, saving you time and money with fixed price, low cost recruitment, right? So the word recruitment is mentioned twice here. It stands out, it's brilliant. But here's the great thing. Do you know what all three of these have in common? They don't just talk about what they do, they talk about the end result of the customer. They talk about the solution of how they help the customer, the solution. And that is free advertising for you, essentially. Use it wisely. Don't do it overnight. And guys, don't copy these here. I've had a few people on the call that have said, whoa, that's amazing, and copied this word for word. It doesn't, you need to come up with your own, okay? Your LinkedIn photo. I say to people, make it smart. This is my LinkedIn photo here. Make it smart. Make it like you're in business, you're friendly, you're approachable. I mean, do you know what, guys? I've seen so many great businesses that, and their profile photo lets them down massively. You know, the wedding photo, it looks terrible. The night out photo, horrible. Don't use them. If you've got a photo that's not doing you justice, it ain't going to do your business justice. A professional photo. Guys, sometimes we're insecure about our appearance, the way we look. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Be you. Put your own photo of what you look like out there. Very, very important, guys, because, you know, I've seen some people on LinkedIn using filters and all, and it's a bit like, I'm not saying I use dating sites. Honest, I don't. You know, when you meet someone, you go, here, you look different than you do in your profile, you know, when you actually meet them in the real world. But think about this. Let's apply this to LinkedIn, okay? You want, if you're doing business with somebody and they look the polar opposite of their profile picture, it's going to throw you a wee bit. You're going to go, you know, so it's very important, right, that you be the authentic you, and you be real, okay? I'm just looking at the chat here. I'll pull the chat up on my iPad. Yeah, no, Mary, I'm not going to check all your pictures. You need to check this yourself. You need to look at your own profile and think, is this the best version of me that I want to be projecting online? Okay? You want to be thinking of this here. I'm going to show you bad examples. Don't worry. Bear in mind, you want to keep it smart or professional. You see a lot of professional services like accountants, civil servants, solicitors, that kind of thing, will have more of a professional image. You don't need that. Guys, you know, just have it smart. You're smart. I was at a business awards at mine. I was smiling, approachable. That from the head, from the shoulders up, a good headshot. Okay, look like you're friendly and approachable. LinkedIn profiles or profile photos get 21 more views and 36 times more messages on average. You only get one chance to make that impression. Make it count. Bad examples. Look at these here. And these are people. Andy here. You know, Andy's just likely to get pissed off with his boss and walk into a shotgun someday. You know. And then the one down here, the night out photo. You look like an alcoholic. You look like a pisshead. Does anybody want to work with you? You know, it looks dreadful. Terrible. It does your credibility harm. And then you could this geezer up here on the night out with the beer cans at the festival or whatever, total headbanger. What does it say? Think about it. If you're reached out to somebody and this is their profile photo, it does not do them any service. You shouldn't do it either. But the one that gets me the most is people want to connect with me and they've no profile photo at all. well, sure, why am I going to reach out to you? Sure, don't even know what you look like. You know what I mean? Very important that you have your photo. If you have it blank or empty, you may as well not even be on LinkedIn. All right? You're not. It tells me you're not serious. If you don't make this simple correction, take a photo on your iPhone today. It doesn't need to be. Take your iPhone out. You get your iPhone taken out, up against, get somebody to take a photo up against a wall. Just a good, smile, professional photo. Very important. If you don't have it, it tells me that you aren't serious about your business, right? And that's, I'm not saying use directly, but I'm saying about people that reach out to me. They don't take the time to do this work, then I'm not gonna work with them. It's not gonna go forward. Okay? Use the LinkedIn banner. This here up here is the LinkedIn banner. You can optimize this, create this. This is free advertising for you and your business. I say reinforce your name, that you can use keywords or call to action in the text, what it is you do, and then how they can contact you. You don't want to put everything in there. You want 2 or 3 lines, okay? I see some businesses and they're serial entrepreneurs and they pack everything in. It looks horrible. Focus on your name, focus on 2 or 3 things, right? Focus on your name, what it is you do, quick call to action. My case, training businesses to do social selling better, and then how they can contact me. This is free advertising, guys. Everybody that lands in your LinkedIn profile will see this banner. Okay, so if you think this is free advertising for me and I'm not using it, and all those people are landing on my LinkedIn profile and this is blue or blank, okay? How do we do this? You know, well, we'll come to it in a minute. It's very, very easy how we do this. But it reinforces who you are. It visually supports the written portions of your profile. LinkedIn and all social media is all about branding. With the right messaging, both visual and text, you can create that better impression. Use Canva. People ask me, Marty, I'm no good at graphic design. I am no good at graphic design. And they avoid this. They even with me telling them this information, they still don't do it because they think it's hard. They think it's complicated. Guys, Canva does the work for you. It does the template for you. You go into canva.com, you type in LinkedIn template, and it does it for you. And all you just simply change the text, change the background. It's free to personalize, no graphic designer required. Guys, you can create your own headline that's going to make you stand out. If you don't want to, again, don't overcomplicate it. Don't pack it with jargon. Simple call to action message. Use Canva, and I'm not joking you. You'll see a massive transformation in how people are connecting with you and reaching out to you. You want to claim your public URL. You go into the LinkedIn public profile settings, and it allows you to edit your custom URL. That's your name. You want linkedin.com, your name. Now, you mightn't get your name, but you can have close enough. I couldn't get Martin, so I had to drop the N. So I'm Marty, M-A-R-T-I. Couldn't even get Marty with a Y, so I just dropped the N. Same with you. You need to do this. If your LinkedIn profile is your name plus ABCFG04XCYZ / looks terrible. Nobody's ever going to find you. I just simply put that on my business card. Oh, you're on LinkedIn? Yeah, there's my profile on LinkedIn. Simple. LinkedIn / your name. You want to do this as a must. And it's so simple. And again, you can give it out. If you don't have a website, now I'm not on a website, but you know what? There's my business card and there's my LinkedIn address. It's amazing. Your about section. We're going to cover your about section. This is your about section. The most important part of your LinkedIn profile is your about section. And it is underutilized by so many people. It should be written with your exact target market in mind. Imagine your dream client is reading your profile. They click the about section and they read the 2,000 characters. demonstrating your credibility, how you specialize in helping people just like them, businesses just like them, how you understand their challenges and how you can help them. The problem with most LinkedIn About sections is that it either reads like a bad CV, doesn't have enough information, or is all about the person who wrote the profile. And I see that so many times. Their profile's all about them and not the target market end client that they're trying to attract. They talk about where they worked before and all their qualifications and blah. Nobody cares. People land on your profile, they want to know what you can do for them. They want a result out of you. So you need to think about that. You need to write about your target market end client that you're trying to attract. The opportunity for you right now in 2020, guys, if you implement this, you will be so ahead of the game. I'd say almost all of your competitors are going to have poor LinkedIn profiles. Just making this one change to your About section is going to have a noticeable impact on your profile views, your search appearances, your visibility and credibility, which equals opportunity and profitability, and the world is your oyster. Your target market. These are new slides that I've added. Before doing any kind of business online, but especially on LinkedIn, you want to truly understand your target market. I'm sure most of you could serve a wide range of industry sectors, types of businesses. Given the opportunity, that should say would. It says world jump. Don't take marks off me for bad grammar. Would jump at any chance or any kind of new business, but you must really think about your own target market. You want to identify your target market. Take some time to think about this and write this down. The success of every strategy that you do online is knowing your most profitable target market. You want to define who they are. Identify which services or products are the most profitable or most popular. Who purchases these? Who books you on your tours? Who is the most profitable client that uses the conference space at your hotel? Think about this. I'm very focused on B2B here because LinkedIn is a business-to-business channel. Facebook and Instagram are more business to consumer. So we're looking at purely at that business-to-business market. And identify the type of customer that is easiest to attract. Which services or products do they purchase most? And then identify which services or products you may even wish to grow. It could be a new product that you're bringing online or a new service. In this post-lockdown world, what is tourism going to look like? What can you offer that's innovative that you know will stand out and will this is a perfect opportunity. Key considerations. You want that really clear picture of who you want to do business with. And success on LinkedIn is knowing that target market inside out. On LinkedIn, you may consider the job title. On whom do you want to connect with and do business with? Is it a sales manager? Is it a CEO? Is it a purchasing manager? Need to connect with. Industry and what can add the most value. Location. Where ideally is your target market located? Is it China? Is it the USA? Is it Australia? Maybe it's within Ireland. How established do you want your client to be in the market? And what I mean by that is how old. Usually you find that if a company has been going 15 or 20 more years, they'll have more credibility. You're reaching out, you're doing business to them. There's somebody that's only started out. Size. What size of the company do you want to attract in terms of the staff? Think size is usually a good indication of turnover as well. Business type. Do you want to target startups, micro businesses, SMEs, or large multinationals? Do you want to work with big brands? Do you want to work with Coca-Cola? Do you want to work with Ulster Rugby? Do you want to work with the Northern Ireland football team? Do you want to work with, Tyrone GAA? Think about, who you want to target. Very, very important. What values does your client have? You might have your own values in your own business. And those values are so strong that you only want to work with somebody that takes corporate social responsibility seriously. You know what I mean? Or it could be, environmental or social, governance, something that think about the values to who it is you want to work with, and that is your target market. It could be that you're doing, ecotourism. You know what I mean? So values will come into it. Think about this. Ambitions. What are you looking to achieve with their company? This will help you. This will help you think of your target market. I mean, if you're in marketing, you could do the customer persona. And I haven't added it here, but it's just stick man. Just do a stick man and write down things about your stick man. Okay? And that could be what their motivation is, what their fears are, what their job title is, what their interest. This is my ideal customer. This is my most profitable customer that I want to attract for my business. And then you write your LinkedIn profile with that customer in mind. And you laser target them. It's your most profitable market, so you laser target them, and you will. I'm serious. You will. When I started targeting software companies, I went from I was trying to target everybody and anybody, because I was thinking, there's probably 4 or 5 industries: construction, insurance, legal, blah blah blah. And I was getting work, but I wasn't. It's only when I thought, you know what, I'm going to focus on software and IT companies here, and I'm going to help them with their LinkedIn. It's only when I laser targeted my audience, my profitability went that way. You know what I mean? So you need to think about who is your most profitable target market. Focus on your solutions to that market. Once you identify who they look like, and this is not rocket science. This is not rocket science, okay? It's important that you just think about the solutions that you provide for that target market. I always say, focus on their pain points. Focus on their challenges and problems. Focus on what they're struggling with. You know what I mean? Say it's a large university from America and they're coming to stay in Ireland. You know what I mean? And they're looking for a quality of service. You know what I mean? But they've struggled to date to find the right accommodation. Think about their pain points, challenges, problems. What problems do you solve for that target market? Why do customers come to you? Why they come to you? What frustrations do they have? What frustrations do they have? What challenges cause them to need your services? What challenges they go, right, well, do you know what? We're not getting a great deal here. We'll go to this company. What kind of payoff do they want? What are they looking for in return? Saving them time, money, you name it. What do they want to improve? What do they want to improve? They want a better quality service. Last year, they stayed in a dump. They weren't happy. They were not doing that again. No way. What do they want to improve? Think about, if you can answer these questions, that these are solutions that you can provide, it's going to have a massive transformation on your business. When you have a clear picture of your target market, everything on LinkedIn becomes so much easier. It's so fundamental to success. Guys, I'm going to tell you the truth. These slides weren't in this presentation a couple of weeks ago. I was delivering this training to Dairy Lights, and they wanted a bit of marketing beef, and I added this marketing beef, and they were blown away. In a space of, we done it in 2 parts. We done training in November, we done training there recently, and they've just implemented this stuff. Start thinking about your most profitable target market. Who will keep the wolf away from the door in the next 6 months? That's what you got to focus on. And then after that, you can change this up. We do this to feed the LinkedIn profile about section, the type of posts that you post, and your marketing efforts on your LinkedIn newsfeed when you zero in the most profitable customer. Okay. So I'm going to tell you exactly how you need to structure your about section. Don't look at mine, guys, because mine is the exact same as a lot of this stuff, but I just advanced it a wee bit further. But if you implement this structure, you're going to see a massive transformation in your business, 100%. The following slide is a general structure for building. You want to keep 3 to 4 sentences per paragraph. If your about section is 1 paragraph, blah, 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 you're leaving money on the table. I see so many great businesses, and I look at their profile and I just think, that man doesn't realize that person doesn't realize how valuable that LinkedIn profile is, and their about section is terrible. It's horrible. When you make this change to your about section, guys, you're going to see serious business off the back of it if you do it right. Keep it 3 to 4 sentences per paragraph. You'll want to make that great first impression, especially in the first 3 lines, as it's shown to people. They can choose, you want them to choose see more, but only if the first few lines compels them to. When they go to your about section, the first 3 lines you need to hit them with something. What I would say, a trick is you could use your headline. Some people that work so hard on their headline, they'll use their headline to kick off their about section so people would click see more, but it doesn't end there. Okay, I've got 2 questions here, so I'm just going to go to chat so as I don't miss anything. Okay, no, we're okay. Paragraph 1 needs to have impact. Must include your most important credibility information, including elements like, we're on a mission to provide the best ecotourism in Ireland. We're on a mission to provide unique visitor experiences in Mid-Ulster. I don't know how you think about this, your most important credibility or reason why you do what you do. It's a short introduction to who you are that should compel people to click on that vital see more vital see more button to open up your entire about section. Paragraph 2, remember, and I can't stress this enough, people don't care what you do. They care about the solutions you provide and the results that you can get for them after you do what you do. Focus this paragraph on the client's pain points, why they choose your business. What problems, challenges do you solve? This is all about the pain of the customers, demonstrating to a prospective client reading your profile that you understand them and the challenges that they are facing. Who do you serve? Describe your target market. The more specific you can be in this paragraph, the better. If you're targeting business to business, then use descriptions including job titles, industry sectors, locations. You could be serving the education community in Australia. If you're allowed to mention some of the key clients that you've already worked with, we have built up a great relationship. We work with Queen's University. We work with the University of Chicago. We work with, you think about businesses or brands that you have a relationship with that are well known. Isn't there, think of the brand that does the cereal over there outside Armagh, the far side Armagh, I can't. Linwoods. You know, Linwoods, a well-known brand throughout Ireland. That is an example of a brand that people will know. You know what I mean? This is about a prospective client saying that when they go to your profile, saying that they fit with you and you already have experience with companies like theirs. Paragraph 4 is the one that people struggle with the most. That's the hardest one. What makes you different and unique? What can you say but no competitor can say? In other words, you should not be saying things like, we provide really good customer service. Anyone can say that. You want to think about how you can stand out, what makes you unique, include business awards. Yeah, why not? Personally and in the business itself, unique selling points that might start with, we are the only blah, 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 blah. Does that make sense? Very important. Paragraph 5, you need to make it really obvious for people to contact you. If someone reads your profile and they want to talk today, then you need to make it easy for them. It might read like, here, message me here on LinkedIn, call my number or email, and provide your email. Yes, we know they can message you via LinkedIn, but you just want to reinforce this. Guys, again, free advertising. Reinforce how they can contact you. They read your profile, and they read it really well. They're going to go, do you know what? I love that profile. That's the guy that we want to work with. I had to contact him. Oh, it says I'll message him here on LinkedIn. I message him here on LinkedIn, but he mightn't get back to me. Oh, wait, it has his email and it has his phone number. You know what I mean? So no-brainer. Specialities. You can add your specialities. This is more keywords. You could add tour guide, tourism provider, hospitality provider, accommodation provider, you know, adventure center, whatever the specialisms, activity provider, what you want to be bound for. Dark sky tours, you know what I mean? Ecotourism, what you want to be found for. This is simply a list of all your main keywords to help you get found for what you do at the very bottom. I say to people, don't go overboard. I've seen people use 50, put in 50 specialities because they're looking the keywords. I'd say stick to 10. Think of the presentation, 10 to 15 max. You might use keywords that you're already using on your website to get you to rank in Google. Talk to your website administrator. Talk to your SEO person. Say to them, what is the keywords that we're being ranking for on our website? I want to find out what they are. You add them into your LinkedIn profile. Think about the keywords or search terms people will use to find you online. Add your experience. Your experience is very, very important. Your experience sits below your about section. People want to look at your experience. You want to list your previous positions, but this is very important. Get this right. This section is important because it allows LinkedIn to suggest potential connections for you based on where you've worked before. So if you've worked somewhere before, you know, or you've volunteered somewhere, LinkedIn will suggest connections for you. Make sure you complete this. Now, I can't stress this enough, but don't write an essay under each heading. People don't have the time to read all that, and they won't read it. You want a few lines. The one to focus on is your current role. You can add more keywords. You can explain in more detail about your products and services and expand on what you actually do in that role. It's very different to your about section, because your about section is the solution you provide, right? It's the solution that you provide for the customer. It's the end benefit of the customer. But in your experience, you can talk a little bit more about what it is you do in that role. Particularly if you're in furlough and you're having second thoughts about going back to where you're working at the minute. You might be looking at a career change. You might be going to work somewhere else. You know what I mean? Again, still focus on the end, how you can help people in your about section, the solutions you provide in your experience. You can expand a little bit more about what you do in the role. But guys, don't write an essay, okay? LinkedIn is not a CV. And if you treat it like a CV, you're gone. Add skills to your profile. Add the right kind of skills to your profile. And people will endorse you for those types of skills that you're experienced in. If you're experienced in event planning, you're experienced in social media, you're experienced in digital strategy, you're experienced in hospitality, hotel management, HR, put that in. And because these are quite broad terms, some people waste this opportunity and they add in Microsoft Word, or they add in, I'm not, but you want to add something. Well, sure, everybody can do Microsoft Word, but that's the assumption. Social media is almost going like that. Well, everybody thinks they can do it, and that helps people like me, to tell you the truth. But, but think about the things that you want to be, the skills that are broad, that you can stand out for, that reflect your business. If you are an activity provider, you run an activity center, you could be skilled in, health and safety. You could be risk assessment, all that kind of stuff. Very valuable skills, because then when I go, well, you know what? I've looked at his skills and a lot of people have endorsed him for it. He has the credibility. And that's the person we need to be working with. Again, skills that reflect your work. You will find that LinkedIn connections that know that you're good at that will start to endorse you for those skills. This will reflect positively on your business. So use these endorsements to your advantage. Consider, and then just, don't wait for people to endorse you. Start endorsing other people for their skills. Consider endorsing connections whose work you can vouch for. All it takes is that small social signal that can create that ripple of goodwill. Ask for recommendations from past colleagues, clients, people that you've done business with and worked with before. Really important. Recommendations are all about credibility. They are social proof that you're good at what you do and that other people should do business with you. The more recommendations that you have in your profile, the more chance that someone will do business or buy from you. The beauty of that LinkedIn recommendation is that everyone can see who has recommended you. So this is an absolute must. If you're using LinkedIn, if you want to use LinkedIn to generate business or build your brand, and for you to become the go-to person in your industry, then you need to pay attention to your recommendations on your profile. As an absolute minimum, you should be asking for 10 plus people to recommend you. But to really drive eyeballs on your profile and have people coming to you, your aim should be for you to be the most recommended version of you on LinkedIn. The most recommended version of you on LinkedIn. It's going to put your credibility through the roof. Why this is so important. Businesses that land in your profile can read great stories about how you've helped your existing clients, similar to them, when you get your target market right on your LinkedIn profile. So it's worth investing some time in getting the right kind of recommendations. The more recommendations that you have in your profile, the more important that someone will decide to do business with you. Think about it. You go on Amazon and you're thinking of buying You're buying an iPod or something, and you go on and it's, you know, you look and there's one seller with 1 review or 10 reviews or 20 reviews. Or there's another seller and it's got 3,000 reviews and they're off, 4.7. I mean, think about this is who you're going to buy from. You're applying the same thing. And everyone who's recommended you on LinkedIn, the beauty is that everyone can see as well who's recommended you. When I go into your profile, I can see who's recommended you. Yep, Mary McGee, I can see that she's right. Yep, no problems. And you can follow up. Mary, I see that you have experience working with businesses like myself to help them grow. I've read really good testimonials. This is blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Really important. You want to update your fields. You want to update your fields to showcase experience, education, skills, and achievements. Members who list school or university get 10 times more views on average. If you list 5 or more skills, you'll get up to 17 times more views. If you know Irish history, you're a fluent Spanish speaker, you know a coding language like Python or Java, put it in there. Include clubs. If you're a member of the GAA, if you play rugby, if you're a member of a speaking club or a Chamber of Commerce or Rotary International or the Lions or whatever, you get my drift. Put that in there. List honors and accomplishments. If you won a business award, put it in there. If you got some sort of prestigious honor that will reflect positively on your business, stick it in there. Last point, in your settings, turn off people also viewed. People also viewed is a total distraction. Our attention spans have come down, right? They've come down. It's all right if you work for a big company, right? If you work for a big company, you can also you can have this turned on. So you don't care. You know what I mean? You're getting paid at the end of the day. If they go off your profile, you're still getting paid, whatever. But if you're self-employed and you're a consultant and you're trying to get eyeballs to your LinkedIn profile, and suddenly people scroll down and they say, oh, wait, there's another consultant that does something similar. People also view the click on your profile. Well, what's likely to happen is they're going to get the business and you're not. So you want to turn that off completely. It's a total waste of time. You can add links and rich media into your profile. You can add, when you go into your About section and you edit it, you can add links to your blog. You can add images. You can add video. And essentially, it's all free advertising. You can also add it into your experience as well. You'll want to be doing this stuff, guys. This is all free. That's the beauty of this stuff. This is all free advertising. So if you can get people onto your profile and they're looking at you, you want to be showcasing your links to your blog, or it could be a review in the Ulster Herald or whatever. I don't even know if the Ulster Herald's still a newspaper, but do you know what I mean? Okay? How are we all doing? We're doing okay?
Yeah, going great, Martin.
Okay. We're going to look at building your network. 14 expert tips to build your network. Your objective is to have 500 plus connections on LinkedIn. If you're linked out, you have less than 500 connections. Guys, this is very, very simple to get your head around this. When you connect with somebody, we all want to be connected to people that know lots of people, that know. If you're out in the business world and you go to a networking meetup and you want to be connected to the person in the room that has the visibility and the credibility and they know the most people. So your objective is to know as many good connections as you can that will reflect positively on your business. if you don't have 500 connections, if you've less, you end up in a space where it's very hard. So your objective is to grow your network, and I'm going to give you tips on how you can do this. I've listed them all here because I had them all in individual slides. Tip 1, you want to connect with your own clients that you currently have that that are on LinkedIn. You want to reach out, you want to connect with them. You want to connect with your suppliers to your business. Reach out, connect with the suppliers, who it is that supplies certain services to your business. Could be IT support, could be admin, could be HR. Connect with them. Connect with, Mary, did you hold something up there? What was it? Mary, I can't hear you. Your microphone turned off, have you?
I was just taking a picture for my LinkedIn post, Martin.
Oh, right, 100%. So, connect with your staff. Connect with ex-colleagues. And I know we've all worked in those jobs where let's be honest, you hope you never see those people ever again. But connect with group members. If you're a member of Rotary International, Lions, BNI, you may want to connect with those types of people. Bismarck. Connect with friends and family members. Well, not all family members, obviously. Family members are a bit like ex-colleagues. They're not going to truly understand what it is you're doing. Never mind on Facebook. Never mind in a professional capacity. So maybe limit the family members. That's a joke, by the way, but mightn't be. Connect with school, college, or university contacts. I trained a guy a couple of weeks ago when I say a couple of weeks, I probably mean a couple of months. I keep saying a couple of weeks ago, and it was actually a couple of months ago, but it's been all a bit of a blur at the minute. But I was training a guy a couple of months ago, and he was telling me that he never realized that, about how to connect with people. And I says, well, where'd you go to university? He went to Trinity College Dublin. He'd done an MBA. It was 10 years ago. I says, why did you reach out and connect with somebody? He reached out and he says, our business is going through the roof. I connected with somebody that I'd done an MBA with 10 years ago who's now living in Abu Dhabi or somewhere, and he's just driving our profits through the roof in terms of, there's been a 20% improvement in his business. He's opened up his business to the whole United Arab Emirates. You know what I mean? It's amazing. And that's just from contacting with somebody you went to university with. You never know where people are. Connect with people that you meet at networking events. If you're at a networking event, reach out, connect, that kind of thing. Connect with names on all those business cards that you have in your drawer upstairs in your room. 2,000 odd business cards. Follow up. Connect with speakers at conferences. Connect with people. I've obviously mentioned that twice, have I? Connect with people at trade shows and expeditions. Not expeditions, sir. You know what I mean. It's not with it. Sorry, guys. Don't be connecting with anybody up Mount Everest. Connect with thought leaders in your industry. Connect with people that inspire you. Connect with me, by the way. If you're on LinkedIn and you've done this training today, connect with me. If you are at an event, turn on Find Nearby. This is brilliant, guys. This will blow you away. So if you look at my phone here, if you open your phone, if you're on your phone, open your phone here. You just simply go into your LinkedIn app, right? Can you all see it? And then you hit My Network, the very bottom of your LinkedIn app, My Network. And this little man appears with a plus sign beside him. You click him, and it says Find Nearby, and you click it on. Now, it's not going to work because I'm the only one in the house here. But if you're in an event and you do that, everybody's LinkedIn profile will show up, and you can connect with them instantly. Guys, this is brilliant. No more hand-out business card. Oh, no, I left the business card at home. Let's be honest. Do you ever look at business cards? Take this out. You instantly connect with them in network. I follow up with them instantly. See, what I do now, and I think I've done it with Mary a few times. So what I do now, when I connect with people, right? Say we type in somebody like, let's see who we have. There's Hugh McCloy, who's on the call. Click on Hugh's profile, right? Rather than sending people a message these days, if I'm trying to get people's attention on the app, I just hit this wee microphone and record. Hey, Hugh, great to have you on the call today. I hope that you're enjoying the presentation. Thanks, Martin. Click send. Okay, Hugh, you've just got this message from me, and you'll be able to play that, whatever. You know what? Think about it. You're trying to impress somebody. People buy people. No more send them an essay. Send them a quick message. You know what I mean? And there, you've just played. You know, Hugh'll be able to play that. But if you, let's see, play that. You're enjoying the presentation. Thanks, Martin. Boom. Simple. Guys, I've got in front of some serious players from leaving them a voicemail that I could never have dreamed of getting in front of ever. Can you imagine sending them a message? We all get those messages, and people might have the best intention of whatever. We read it and just go, spam, block them, whatever. You know what I mean? But this is your way. It's total genius, you know? LinkedIn is a 24/7 business networking event. Always remember that. Now, they don't like being sold to, so don't confuse the two. People on LinkedIn are in that business networking mode. It makes a fantastic social medium for that B2B networking. It's important to have a LinkedIn connection policy. Very important. As the popularity of LinkedIn increases due to the lockdown, more fake profiles, more spammers, more bullshitters will appear. Evaluate any new connection to make sure they are real, they are credible. Very, very important. If you receive that connection request, follow up with them. So I have a social media marketing consultancy company, and I would get a lot of people messaging me, offering their services, blah, blah, blah. But if somebody requests me on LinkedIn, I'll always follow up with them. And this is one that I used a few years ago. Hi, Adam, thanks for the connection. I found that the best connections are those people that have some personal knowledge. It makes it easier for me to connect with them in the real world. If you agree, please let me know. We can discuss what we both do and see how we might be able to help each other. Meanwhile, if you'd like some more information on what I do, or possibly some help with your social media or digital marketing, please let me know. Kind regards, Martin. The whole point of this here is for them to respond, for them to reply to me. No response, no reply. Why keep them as a connection? You may have competitors, other marketing consultants in my case, that are simply on your LinkedIn profile to glean your connections and to glean your opportunity to take that away from you. You don't want that. So you need to have a LinkedIn connection policy that makes sense for your own business objectives and be sure to stick to it. You do not want someone coming on that's simply on your profile to see who you're connected to see who you're talking to, and then they come in and try to poach them. And guys, unfortunately, it happens. Unfortunately, it happens. Particularly in Northern Ireland, which is quite a small place. Okay? Strategy 3, use LinkedIn groups. Expert tips for LinkedIn groups. You want to be a member of 50 groups, active in at least 5. If you're linked out, you're a member of no groups, and you're inactive in a few. The LinkedIn group strategy that I recommend is join any groups that you find in your market. Ask questions and offer your opinion when relevant. Invest time observing which groups are the most active. Notice the types of groups that tend to drive high interaction. Build relationships with prominent people whose authority you can later piggyback. So why do LinkedIn groups work? You simply go into your search in LinkedIn and your groups will show up. It's a fantastic way to connect with people in your industry, leads, peers, and customers. For your customers, you want to be using LinkedIn groups, particularly if you're in the event management, tourism management, you're in tourism, events, hospitality, you need to be using LinkedIn groups, 100%. I know this because I have a small tourism business myself. LinkedIn groups offer that significant potential for B2B. There's thousands of specialist groups for every industry. Somebody asked a question, or Mary asked, should we start a group? And we'll come to that. So, thousands of specialist groups for every industry, sector, or problem imaginable, and plenty not, obviously. Start your own group to give you that perceived authority and clout, which you can use to your advantage later. So if you could start a group, Mary. That's a good question for your current group. You may have one on Facebook, but I think if you're trying to look at more of a B2B market, a B2B space for is it the Seamus Heaney Home Place collective that you have, then is that right?
Yeah, we have we have 3 different clusters really, I suppose, with our heritage, our Seamus Heaney and our outdoor clusters. So, certainly, for that, and definitely there probably are a number of people across Mid-Ulster who are really chasing that B2B market, and all those people are on LinkedIn. It's really, really easy, as you've been saying, Martin, to hook up with them and so on. And I've looked at groups, maybe Hugh could comment on this as well. I don't see many in Northern Ireland that are really relevant to us. So maybe there's an opportunity there, but I'm really, Martin, not to au fait with it at all, to be honest.
There is some groups there. Can you hear me?
Yep.
There's some groups there for tourism, but they're not overly big for Northern Ireland, but I'm in them anyway. I go more for the UK-wide one because I'm after a UK-wide Ireland market anyway.
Yeah, so I mean, and I understand. I mean, look, if you're trying to target an international market, yeah, definitely. But you know what? You could have it worded in such a way where you're going to attract people from overseas into your group anyway. You know what I mean? The problem that I have with the Northern Ireland groups is they're not very active. Why should I join a group that's been updated 6 months ago, or it's run by somebody that's doing LinkedIn training? As soon as I post something, they make sure nobody sees it. You know what I mean? Waste of time. No, I just go international myself, to tell you the truth. And there's loads of great ones for tourism. Okay? So, the first tip is to choose groups to join. You could be a member of only 50 groups at one time. You can be a member of only 50 groups at one time. Choose wisely, as you will have to leave one of your groups to join another. I recommend that you're a member of different types of groups. Some from your own industry profession, some from your target market, and possibly some for a general interest you have. General interest could, like, for instance, could be something like you're into beekeeping or something, or it could be farming, or it could be something like, if a general interest you have that relates well to your business. The main value of groups comes in being able to connect and network with your target market. Create your own group, as Mary said. This is a huge reputation building opportunity for your own LinkedIn profile when you create a group. Find a niche that no one else is fulfilling and dedicate time to set it up as well. Manage it and use this opportunity to flood your LinkedIn profile with new contacts, new prospects, and visibility for you and your business brand. I think you have an opportunity in Northern Ireland for a group. See that B2B market in tourism, 100%. I think there's, particularly what you're doing, Hugh, with the activities and stuff, you know what I mean? People are looking corporate days out and all. That's going to come back. That's going to come back massively. You know what I mean? And, I think there's a real future for e-activities or e-sports. People that can facilitate that in some way. You know what I mean? How people can you know, how you manage, you know, almost like simulators. I don't know how you do it, but if you look at how Formula One drivers are all taking IndyCar drivers during the lockdown, they're all getting involved in esports, and they're competing with people in their home and their bedrooms and that. But the Formula One and the IndyCar guys have the simulators and that. You know what I mean? I think there could be a real angle there as well. These are just ideas here. Okay? So, types of groups that exist. Corporate. There's corporate groups. There's college event groups. Non-profit groups. Trade organizations. Conferences. Industry specific. When you create your group, choose from the above list, give it a catchy and relevant name, and start promoting that group. Catchy, relevant name, very important. These are examples of groups that I'm a member of, guys, because as you know, I have an interest in tourism myself. So I'm very interested in sustainable tourism, ecotourism, that kind of thing, environmental tourism. So if you look at some of these groups, there's a group, a Vision for Sustainable Tourism. It's got 15,000 odd members. You've got the Global Sustainable Tourism Council, Tourism Borders, Exchange Expertise for Hospitality. You know what I mean? This group, Tourism Borders, links professionals to organizations in tourism and hospitality, brings in expertise in exchange for, you know what I mean, free activities, free things if they're stopping off. You know what I mean? These are great things to not only showcase your services, but also to pick up ideas, Mary, to pick up innovation and seeing how other people are doing things that will give you that competitive advantage. Tip 3, contribute positively. Whether you join industry, profession-specific group, your target market group, or set up your own group, the number one rule is to always be positive. Always be positive. Unfortunately, social media is full of parasites and trolls, negativity. Avoid them. I block them, right? Adios. Never, and this is really important, never, ever, ever, and I can't stress this enough, hard sell or spam members of your group or any group. This will damage your reputation, which is hard to build and easy to knock. You know, I sometimes coach network marketers in how to present themselves on LinkedIn. Now, I'm not in network marketing myself, but I coach them on how they can present themselves. And I tell them and I reinforce, nobody cares about your product. Nobody cares about your product when you're a network marketer. They buy you. People buy people, right? But they also buy from the results that your product can provide. But you know what I mean? So you have to think about this, okay? When you hard sell, and so many of those network marketers, the hard sellers spam their members. Oh, where do you see this? You need to see, what is it? Tell me what it is. You know what I mean? And they go, oh, no, you need to see it, blah, blah, blah. And you just go, oh, disaster. This will damage your reputation, which is hard to build and easy to knock. Guys, do you all know what the NFL is? You know what the NFL? You don't want to join the NFL when you're self-employed or you're a consultant. The NFL isn't the National Football League. The NFL is a no friends left club where people will cross the road to get away from you because they're afraid you're going to sell them something. You want to always focus on helping others, sharing useful and relevant content, and then engaging other people with your knowledge, your information, and your expertise. Givers gain. You get what you give, and I give a lot, and I don't expect anything in return. Some people have an attitude, yeah, I get what you give, don't expect anything in return, not right now, blah blah blah. I don't believe in that. You know what I mean? I'm just a giver, and I believe in giving. And if you give and you help enough people, you will get that returned to you in some way. Sustaining a great company page. We're going to look at tips to you want to be actively sharing company updates. You're linked out if you're never sharing company updates. If you're running a small B&B and it's just you and the partner, you don't really need a LinkedIn company page, But if you have 10 or more employees and you want to grow the company as a brand, then yes, I drive all my traffic through my own LinkedIn profile. Now I've got a small startup of another couple of guys. We're developing AI for the insurance and financial services industry. That's something that's likely to grow, and because of the interest from certain parties, we have a company page. Now there's nothing happening as yet, but it's likely in the next few months as our trajectory starts to go up, we'll have more interest. Probably we're talking about hiring smart hires for that. Is something that will grow. But if you're if you're a consultant, a freelancer, you're self-employed, you don't need that. You know what I mean? So the top tip to a great company page, always remember that people on LinkedIn tend to be more professional, more conservative, and more business-like. Don't judge your page a failure if you don't get the same level of engagement as you do with Facebook, where you get posts up on Facebook, you get 300 likes, 4,000 comments. You post it on LinkedIn, you get 4 likes, 2 comments. But remember that catchy post headlines, compelling pictures, photos, or pictures, and concise descriptions will do well no matter the audience or the channel. That's a good point, Mary. Mary said that you only need 1 or 2 great engagements. I posted something on LinkedIn there a couple of days ago, and I got 12 likes, but it reached 4,000 people. And it engaged, 4,000 people. I'm more interested in engagement than likes. People don't like stuff anymore. But your business personality still needs to come across in everything you write. And you can never afford to be boring. You want to set aside time and source great content. Be sure you will have the time to keep updated with fresh content on your social media, LinkedIn page, Facebook page, whatever. A stale page is probably worse than no page at all. You or someone on your team needs to be responsible for keeping that page updated, delivering great content and information that is worthy of someone following that company or following your company. Grow your followers. The more followers you have, the more visibility your brand will ultimately have. A great company page helps LinkedIn members learn about your business, your brand, your products and services, and job opportunities. You even have showcase pages that you can attach to your company page to showcase individual products. You want to set realistic goals for your followers. Only really big brand names and well-known listed companies will be able to reach millions of followers. So don't expect awesome reach right away. If you're comparing yourself against First Derivatives in Uri or Fintrue or one of these big companies, you're not going to compete there. You know what I mean? Or some large tourism organization, or if it's a large hotel, you know what I mean? Like the Galgorm or someone. You're not going to compete there. Start off at the level that you're at and grow it naturally and organically, and you'll get there. Tip 4, engagement for LinkedIn is better than any other social channel at the moment based on data analytics. So if you use Google Analytics and you're monitoring your social media and you're monitoring your LinkedIn as well, if you're using Google Analytics, or you're using Sprout Social or some sort of listening software or analytics software for your social media, you will notice that LinkedIn's massive for B2B organically. It's generally B2B. It's because it's more niche than social channels such as Facebook and Instagram. Twitter is still a powerful tool for B2B. Twitter has a bit of both. I combine my Twitter and my LinkedIn quite well. If your audience is B2B, the chances are that there's a proportion of your market that spends time on LinkedIn interacting with content that they find. This is an example of a survey of B2B marketers. Which of the following social media channels are part of your digital marketing mix? Not surprisingly, 92% had rated LinkedIn. Look how well up Twitter is as well. LinkedIn is the leading social media channel for B2B marketers, with Twitter trailing as close second. Status updates. We will look at expert tips for status updates. You want to be proactively using status updates, not just on your company page, but on your profile. We'll focus on your profile. You're linked out if you're never posting anything. You're never posting status updates. You want to use your status updates to say thanks. Giving gratitude is a great way to help others and thank people in your network for the great support that they have been to you. Use your use your status updates on LinkedIn to do this, and mention them in your comments as well as adding a link to their website or to their blog. It's a great way to bring content into your own network and to share with people that you give to others by saying thank you. Marty, I never know what to write. I never know what to write as my status updates. If I hear that one more time, who are you working with this week? Are they on LinkedIn? Yeah, they're on LinkedIn. Are you doing good work? Yeah, we are doing good work. Why don't you reach out? Why don't you post a status update? Say thank you, how they have helped you this week improve in some way. You know, it's gonna have a massive impact. Share success stories. Share information about what you're up to that is relevant to your business, but never ever selling. You can do it in a subtle way. Another happy customer just sent the whole office a box of chocolates, balloons, and gorgeous thank you card. We are so privileged to have such fantastic clients. Again, that's going to help your credibility massively, but you're not selling anything. But a lot of people are going to be thinking, do you know what? It's not great news. Take a picture of the staff team or your business partner holding the bouquet of flowers on the thank you card or the box of chocolates. Put that on LinkedIn. You know that's going to go well. Tip 3, create a buzz. If you want people in your network to notice you and your company, then create content that is viral, engaging, interesting, and it will give you massive visibility. You can easily create a buzz, especially if you combine this with other forms of social media. You could use the status updates to excite people about an upcoming event or spread positive news about your brand, your business, and your success. This will get you noticed, and the status updates, your posts on LinkedIn are the place to do this. Use status updates to drive people to your website. You get an opportunity here to drive people to your website. Why not include a link in your website, to your website from your social? You could post links to any website in your status updates from LinkedIn. So use this opportunity to drive traffic to your own website. Remember, and we'll come to this, remember, LinkedIn always rewards native content first. So if you're posting a link, it's important that it's useful content and not a sales message or a product. People on LinkedIn don't like to be sold to. And again, LinkedIn will penalize you for that third-party link to your own website. LinkedIn rewards content that originates on LinkedIn. But that's not to say that if you have a blog and you have really useful content, you can still use it to drive some traffic to your website. Why not use it?
Martin, is native content that you create yourself and post directly onto LinkedIn?
Yes, native content is content that you post directly to LinkedIn. So if you upload a video, you upload a video directly to LinkedIn. Whereas if you uploaded it to YouTube and you put the YouTube link in LinkedIn, they're two rival companies. Do you know what I mean? So your native content is content that started on LinkedIn. And you could have native, they all do it. Facebook, Twitter, you know, when you link out to something else, you get penalized. That's the way their algorithm. These are companies that want to keep you within their platform, on LinkedIn. They don't want you going off to somewhere else. But if you've got a real useful blog and you've got real useful content, why not use it? LinkedIn is a great place to share your latest blog. You can use your headings for your blogs that encourage someone from your LinkedIn network to read more. Start with headlines such as how to use LinkedIn better. 8 different ways to improve your LinkedIn profile. 10 tips for maximum reach on LinkedIn. The best advice for starting a LinkedIn group. These are examples. Match these to your own business. They say that if you post originally to LinkedIn, if you post your blog on LinkedIn and not to your website, the way the LinkedIn algorithm works is they'll promote your blog, and you could be featured on what's known as LinkedIn Pulse. LinkedIn Pulse is a bit like Medium, where it'll showcase all the top blogs if people are engaged in it and there's good content. But if you want to, you could do both. I've seen people that have written a blog for LinkedIn, but it also it'll say near the bottom, originally appeared on my website, or originally appeared on the website, your business website. Tip 6, you want to post frequently. The frequency of posting will drive more profile views, and I recommend as an absolute minimum that you post content once a day, although twice a day will give you more visibility. If the content you're posting is good and useful, then your credibility will also be boosted. You will notice that more people want to connect with you, and you will drive engagement by people posting, liking, and sharing what you have posted into their updates. Promote other people. Similar to saying thanks. You should also mention others in your updates. It's a great way to promote other people into your work. If you mention their name, then your contact will appear and you can link to them in that update. You know, reasons you may want to do this or to showcase that other person. Could be one of your staff, could be somebody that's silent hero in your business. You know, showcase that other person, recommend the other person, or talk about them in a positive way. All will come back on you. All this will come back on you. Okay? Okay? Tip 8. And this is the one. Marty, it's Tuesday. I posted something great yesterday. How do I follow it up? Theme your updates. Creating a theme for your status updates can be a great way to remember to post and to keep your messages on track. For example, you can come up with specific themes each day of the week that fit your business. Monday motivation. Post something to grab people's attention. Tuesday testimonial. Share a customer testimonial or review. Win on Wednesday. This could be the day to share success. Thursday trivia. Engage in your network with questions. Ask them a question. Friday feature. Friday feeling. Fantastic Friday. You can pick your own here. Promote someone else in your network. Feature them in your business. These are ideas, but this is a great way for you to bring content to your LinkedIn profile. And you know what the great thing is, guys? This works on Twitter and other channels as well. Okay. Understanding algorithms, very important here that you get your head around this. It's not rocket science, but you need to understand this. Said to you already that LinkedIn rewards native content. Native content is content that originates on that website and does not link to a website or blog. Okay? If you think about your own website, you want to keep people on your website as long as possible. For example, if you post a link to your website on LinkedIn, it's going to get fewer levels of engagement. I'm saying you should still do it, but make sure it's useful content. It is LinkedIn's way of rewarding you for taking the time to upload content to their platform, but not linking or encouraging users to visit another website. The LinkedIn algorithm tracks the number of likes and engagements posts received in the first 2 hours. And it's really important to receive engagement within this time period. The algorithm is designed to keep the LinkedIn newsfeed relevant. To do this, it works in 3 steps. As soon as you post something to LinkedIn, the first thing that you see, or the first thing that happens is your posts are reviewed in under milliseconds by bots, and this is designed to flag anything that is spam. If you're posting spam or a virus or pornography or whatever offensive material, okay, that's the idea of that. After that is approved, the second thing that happens is content is scored by the algorithm to assess its quality based on the number of likes and comments it receives in the post's first viewers. This is usually a couple of hours, in around 2 hours. So it's very important in those first 2 hours to get engagement and to get comments. Eventually, after 12 or so hours, posts are then reviewed by persons who work at LinkedIn, who are employed by LinkedIn. Increasingly on LinkedIn, we're starting to see LinkedIn pods. LinkedIn, as with other social networks, is starting to see more engagement pods. These are private groups of people who promise to regularly engage with each other's content. The objective is to beat the algorithm to gain increased exposure for content that you have posted. This is a hack that people use. People are trying to hack that number 2, where the algorithm assesses your post level of engagement in the first couple of hours. People get together and they try to hack this. The pod strategy focuses on that second step, with the goal of members to increase their chances of a high score within the first hour or 2 after publishing. You may have found yourself, I've just posted to LinkedIn, you wouldn't mind commenting, you wouldn't mind liking it, you wouldn't mind leaving me a comment. These are people that are trying to get engagement early on. So the algorithm assumes, oh, you know what? People are really interested in this. More people are going to see this in their profile. You know, this is unfortunate because big companies do this all the time. As soon as big companies post something, there's almost an unwritten rule where everybody who works at that company likes and shares and engages that content. So everybody in their connections will see it as well. But when you're a small-time operation, you don't have that connection. You don't have that, you know. So when you post something, it's difficult to get people to see your content. That is why people are getting together, and they're getting together and getting into these collective or these pod networks or pod groups, and they promise to promote each other. It sounds all well and nice, but there's Mary's asked a question here. Let me see. Should you always comment? It's better. Is it better to do this? Yeah. Well, do you know what? yeah, if you post something, you know what I mean, you know, your objective is you want people to engage in it, you know, but it has to be engaged in content. It has to be useful content, like, comment, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So if you see other people, why not leave them a comment? If you see somebody and you like their content, like it and comment. It's going to draw eyeballs to your profile anyway, so you're going to get some benefit out of it as well. Like it and comment. Don't just go look at it and go, wow, nah, that's nice, and flick on. You know what I mean? Help them get their message out. Why not? Pod members are essentially guaranteeing a certain number of likes and comments on their post. The hope is that LinkedIn will then decide, based on those engagements, to display that post to more people in the LinkedIn newsfeed. The pros are potential to amplify reach. A pod strategy does appear to increase the likelihood that your post passes that initial sample group test with a high engagement score, at least in certain circumstances. It's unclear if the strategy works for rubbish content. The cons, my experience, are it's only half the battle. The posts that get the pod treatment can still be downgraded in the first trial step if it's determined to be spam, and in the third step when a LinkedIn human decides, someone that works at LinkedIn decides to diminish the placement. Remember, superficial engagement can hurt your credibility. A simple comment for comment's sake may not add much value to your LinkedIn community. The savvy LinkedIn user can see right through this. So instead of building credibility with lots of comments, people end up questioning your credibility. Thanks very much, guys. Feel free to ask me a few questions.
Thanks very much, Martin.
Thank you.
That was really good. Thank you. I was just thinking there, you can see some companies on LinkedIn, Martin, who do that. The minute somebody posts, everybody floods in to their, support or whatever, and it is quite obvious.
Obvious, very obvious, but it works. It works, and it works, and it helps them get their message out. So here's an idea for you, Mary, as part of your group. If you want to help your group grow on LinkedIn, then that could be an unwritten rule of the group. As soon as they post something that people use a group, you could send out the WhatsApp to the group and say, hey, I've just posted something on LinkedIn. Will you give me your thoughts? Will you ask a question? Will you like it, engage with it? Mary, it'll send the interest through the roof. You know what I mean? And everybody in their connections will see it as well.
Yeah.
Makes sense? Now, what I say to people is this presentation, Mary, is a work in progress. There's more slides to go into this presentation. So what I say to people is join, if you're on the call today and you've enjoyed it, join the LinkedIn Lockdown that's going to be running every Thursday night for the foreseeable future. And you'll be able to totally transform what you're doing on LinkedIn. This has been updated all the time.
Hugh, will you unmute people there just if anybody has any questions?
The reason I can't share the presentation out is it's going into the LinkedIn Lockdown, but I'm also writing. I'm going to stay muted. I'm also writing a book at the minute, and some of this content's going into that as well.
Is anybody in any sort of questions for Martin there? You're going to get off easy, Martin, maybe?
Can I ask a silly question?
Go ahead, James.
Like that too, I'm still finding my feet with LinkedIn. I have my personal LinkedIn, well, my own LinkedIn page with my own name, and my other LinkedIn page with the Glensheen Country Farm side. What would your advice be there on double sharing the media content? Because anything I would be putting up on LinkedIn is always go back to Glensheen Country Farm.
You're allowed to all smile here. I'll share this I've heard your question. Do you want to all smile? Perfect. I should have just done a screen grab, would have been better, but sure. Yeah. Let's see. Oh.
There's Shirley on camera. Goodness.
I thought it was 12:30. So late party.
Let's see. Oh, the camera's over here, isn't it? Perfect. Guys, you know what it is? I will answer that question in 1 second. I haven't forgot it. I just want to grab this.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Have that. Great. Right. James, you should. I would, if I was you, I would be leveraging your own personal profile, your own profile. You have a company account for the business, but it's just you, isn't it?
More or less, yeah.
So if you're trying to, I would use the company page just for posting pictures of, if you're out doing something with a sheep or something, you know what I mean? Get something around there. Make it social. Use the company page for social. But for you selling the service, you use your own LinkedIn profile. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Your profile is how you're going to build relationships with people, that kind of thing. Okay, does that make sense? I use my own profile. I have a company page, and people say to me, "Hey, do you know what, Marty? You're talking about the company page. Ran on your company page and was updated 6 months ago." Do you know what I mean? I use my own profile for everything. But I have a few clients and they have I don't know, I look after Love Catering and cafes, you know what I mean, and the Now Group. The Now Group, they've got they've got so many staff, the company page, very, very important. But if you're a one-man party, you're a one-man up or a one-woman party, then yes, have a LinkedIn page for your, but keep it minimal. Just if you're out taking a tour or you're taking an activity with people, take photos. Great event today, that kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
My own business page, James, I don't pay much attention to it, to be fairly honest.
Yeah.
It's there, and it's a couple of key posts. But
Hello.
I concentrate on my personal page. I've over 3,000, maybe 3,500 connections, and maybe another 200 or 300. But I don't connect with half of the people looking to connect with me because most of them seem to be marketing people or insurance people or.
Of course.
I think the last time I checked, there's maybe 320 odd requests.
So what I suggest, right, is you focus on your target market. You're right, and I'm saying 3,500. Focus on your target market, and that's who you focus on LinkedIn, right? Don't worry about those other connections. I'll tell you, it's a really good tool, right? So let me give us a quick intro here how powerful LinkedIn is, right? So let's see. Can I exit that?
I use it basically for stalking. I'll stalk the right person and I'll hunt them down. And that's
I'm going to show you how to stalk people. I'm going to show you how to stalk them on steroids. Okay? So we go into LinkedIn here. Okay? And if I go into screen share again, how do I do it? Just a second. Okay, you can all see my screen.
Yep.
Mine just seeing black.
Okay.
I see it now.
My screen share. So essentially, there's different ways that we can use it. There's this tool called Sales Navigator. Okay, but there's no point you investing in Sales Navigator if you don't have what we covered today. Okay. If you don't,
do you pay for your LinkedIn?
Yeah. I pay for this service called Sales Navigator, right? See that 3,500 odd connections that you have. So I click on this here, and this takes me into LinkedIn Sales Navigator, right? Let's look at your business, for instance, right? Who is it you want to work with? Who is it you want to get in front of?
Everyone. Well, you're good. Say the CEOs of major food industries like My Park.
My Park. Let's type in My Park on Sales Navigator. Actually, no. Let's type in what is that industry called as a whole? Do even better on My Park. What is it? Is it
the agri sector? I don't know.
Agri-food.
Agri? I wonder if we just type in food.
Manufacturers.
Processors.
When you say like My Park, My Park's a huge organization set over 3 or 4 sites there. Like.
There's food manufacturing. We just use this as an example, okay? Now, it'll tell me that 1 million people around the world for food manufacturing. Now, I can go into the location. What location do you want to target these businesses in?
I'll say Northern Ireland for now.
Northern Ireland. Okay, let's say Northern Ireland.
See, I used to pay for LinkedIn, but I stopped paying for it.
Well, I'm going to show you how to do it. Right. So now we're down to 1,500. Right.
That's your limits and your caros and your.
We want to target the title. We want to target. No, we'll not target title. Seniority level. We want to target the owner, or the owner of the company, or the partner of the company. And now that takes us down, that narrows us down to 104. Okay? We want to look at the food production. Now suddenly we're down to 17. Let's look at who these people are. So there's the guy, Alan Hazelton at Agri Poultry Clean. Or there's somebody at head of operations consumer foods at Avero Cooperative Society. Trying to think who is somebody of real value here. Okay, so let's say we take Steve here. Take Steve, okay? So I can take Steve there, and he's worked at My Park, those types of places. Now, Steve's potentially a real good connection for you. Okay? I can save him as a lead. Save him as a lead. These are all my lead lists. I can create a list, food, and type in food, production, whatever, just as an example, and create and save. So that's Steve saved to that list. I have the option of connecting with Steve, adding a note beside Steve, viewing Steve on LinkedIn. So if I view Steve on LinkedIn, as you can see, there we go. So I'm viewing Steve on LinkedIn, but I obviously want to know a little bit more about Steve. So I use my own tool, analytics tool, that myself and a few friends are developing, where it'll tell me who that person is, their personality. It'll tell me how to email them, how to call them, scenarios, what to avoid. Don't bring up too many points at once. Don't brag. Don't drag your feet on a decision. Avoid showing weakness in a meeting. be on time to the meeting, show decisiveness, you know, all this stuff. This is all data that I can access. If I need to email Steve or I need to send him a message on LinkedIn, it'll tell me how to word the email. And that's just using data. You know what I mean? That's how powerful.
What's that say about me?
Well, why not? Why not? We could do it.
Is that an app that you're developing?
Yeah, myself and a couple of lads are developing.
All right. Say, Hugh is a mad fecker. Do not message him.
It'll tell me. Now, I'd like
after dark.
Hugh tends to be extremely direct communicator that makes quick but calculated decisions. Focus on the big picture and communicate quickly. Let's go into your overview. Hugh is likely to thrive in the spotlight since he is vocal, charismatic, and upbeat. He may eagerly pursue innovative solutions, often preferring to take swift action. Don't be surprised if he avoids tasks or projects that simply don't excite him. It comes naturally to Hugh, working with a sense of urgency, prioritizing personal career advancement over job security, completing projects more quickly than others. Communication. Hugh is energetic and seeks engagement. Focus on keeping communication direct and actionable. Listen enthusiastically, but avoid being easily swayed by the convincing narratives he will likely share. When speaking to Hugh, share a compelling story. Let him take the lead. Project boldness and confidence. Motivation. Hugh may be energized by public speaking and winning people over. He loves taking ownership. He loves taking ownership of projects and motivating others to work hard. He often enjoys spending time with friends in his free time. Hugh is most motivated by leading others, opportunities to advance, winning other people over. Work. Hugh works quickly to set and achieve goals. Since he tends to be focused on making progress, he is generally willing to explore new opportunities for advancement. Others can complement his personality by reminding him to consider important details and think through major decisions. When working with Hugh, don't be afraid to take risks, implement good ideas quickly, maintain a fast work pace.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Best man speech. That's like a best man speech, Q.
Well, I've already got married once from up there twice.
Can I just come in there, Martin? Can I thank you very much for that? That was brilliant. Really enjoyed it. I think maybe has everybody asked their questions at this stage? Yeah. We've got an insight into Hugh that we never thought we would get. We'll probably all now be messaging you, Martin, to get our own insights into our own LinkedIn personalities and so on.
Well, where it's really powerful, and it's something that I offer as a service, is if you've got a large, particularly if somebody is that I secure that, if you're talking to somebody where there's a lot of money on the table potentially in terms of the deal, then, or it could be recruitment as well. If you're in recruitment and you're looking to hire somebody, I can do that sort of report on them. But if there's a lot of money on the table, some of the guys that I'm working with at the minute, they're doing deals that are worth 250, and I'm talking about 1,000 here, you know what I mean? And if I can give them insight to whoever it is they're going to get on the phone with, that's going to game change their business, you can see the value on that. Does that make sense? Guys, LinkedIn Lockdown every Thursday. Join me every Thursday. I know Kathy has